freaking stupid ass, whack ass gadget that kept her finger dripping blood. Me and my mom was different in that kitchen smoking bud, cause she ain't want me outside rolling. Them cops was outside rolling, couldn't see her boy behind them bars. She said, boy, your whole life gon' change behind them bars, or 16s or whatever y'all call them. My boy's a star, I do so much praying. I've been hurting my knees. How such a sweet lady get such a hurtful disease? I guess for sweet ladies, this is the perfect disease. But please don't take my mommy, God. Please just be her bodyguard. I'll lose it if she's gone.
Oh man. Episode 6. Episode 6. So this one's gonna be about growing and buying. Growing and buying. Man, that song right there meant so much to me. I don't own none of that. This Joel Ortiz going crazy. Hope I can play a little bit more of that, but yeah, that last verse was crazy. We'll elaborate maybe one day. But growing indoors, growing outdoors, buying from the streets and buying from stores. I guess I want to start off by talking about fertilizer. I'm gonna start off by talking about fertilizer. My mind's somewhere. Well, if you know, you know. You don't, you don't. Don't need to worry about it. We're gonna get through this episode. Fertilizer. They got fertilizer to make your plants grow tall. They got fertilizer to make your plants grow short. They got fertilizer to do all different types of things to your plants. I prefer not to use them type of fertilizers. If you're gonna use a fertilizer, try to use something natural like Super Thrive, Alaskan Fish, or even a household product like Cert, honey, I don't know, sugar, whatever y'all be using inside your plants nowadays. But yeah, I think that'd be a whole lot better for the use. Anything that's natural, not anything that's going to change the growth performance of your plant. I can understand how somebody could get like a OG, like a Purple Haze or something like that, and want to dwarf the growth habits of that plant. Because if it stays shorter, then you can put it inside a shorter grow tent. You don't have to spend as much money buying as big of a grow tent or as wide of a grow tent. But from my understanding of it, just let it grow. Let it do what it's supposed to do. So if you get a greenhouse that say could grow up to 6 plants, then you only grow 3 plants inside of it, because most of the plants is going to get wider, bigger. It's just not. Plants don't read labels is the best way to say it. Plants don't know what they're supposed to do. Plants is going to do what they do. That's what it said. I mean, we talk about it all the time. Somebody say, hey, what size of Bennett grow? 3x3. Some Bennetts inside a different landscape could grow bigger than 3x3. So you don't want to give false information, but you say ideally, you say roundabout, you say all different types of keywords so it don't lock you inside a box. So fertilizer, I get away from fertilizer unless it's something natural. Natural fertilizers are great. I did touch bases on the tent. So if you're growing indoors, you're gonna need a tent, you need fertilizer, you need seeds, you need a grow light, you need fans. You need something to keep your pot directly off the floor. They usually call it a drip cart or something like that. Different things do different things. So I mean, like, you can just put something up under your plant so it's not directly sitting at the bottom of your tent, so the roots doesn't stay moist. Moist roots is a bad thing. That's root rot. Root rot. So you ever took a plant out of its container and the roots was brown and kind of wet, and if you like try to pull the soil off and the roots just kind of break apart, it's because your plant was too wet. I try to run my plants more on the dry side. Is iffy. If you're not good at what you do, then you don't want to run on the dry side. You'd rather water it than not water it. I kind of look for the plant to tell me when it needs water. The plant will let you know when it's dry. It'll let you know when it needs water. You know, it'll let you know when it's overwatered. You just gotta be able to read the leaves. And if you can't read the leaves, then the best thing for you to do is just water it like they tell you to water it. So most of the seeds that you buy from different companies, it comes with the fertilizer, and it breaks down how you should use your fertilizer. It breaks down like, hey, use this the first week, use this the second week, use this the third week, and it takes you through the whole growth process. So with the growth process, and them telling you how to do it, use the auto flower. I do photos, but autos are good. Autos it just takes all the thinking out of it. You could leave the light on 24 hours, and 90 days you will have flowers. In 90 days you will produce enough flowers for to go at least 3 months, sometimes more. With the autos, they actually can tell you how much buds you'll get off of your plants. With the photos, it wouldn't tell you. You just gotta you gotta know what you're doing. So autos for beginners is like great. You'll get a plant, you'll throw it inside a grow tent. It'll tell you how to water it, how to fertilize it. It'll tell you everything you need to do, and you just do it. Read from the book and do what the book tell you to do, and you'll get bud off of it. And I guess the benefits of having a tent is you'll be able to grow it all year round. If you did grow it outside, you'll be able to grow it twice. But the benefits of growing it outside is like the bees, the bugs, the wind, the sun. Like you could duplicate the sun, but you can't duplicate everything that the sun does for your plant. You can't imitate or duplicate the stuff that the plants and the bugs that the plants. Other plants do communicate with plants, so plants communicate with plants is a great thing. And inside a tent, you won't get that, but outdoors you will get that. It's a good and bad thing because somebody could have a male plant 3 or 4 doors down, and that male plant could affect your female plant, and then your female plant will start producing seeds. So that's a bad thing about growing outside. The good thing is all of the natural stuff that the plant get is going to thrive. It's going to do so much better. I don't want to say better. It's going to do good outdoors. And you don't got to like use all that crazy fertilizer or nothing like that. Outdoors is like, let the bees and stuff get on it. Let the bugs get on it. You know what I mean? You would have to like use pesticides and stuff outside for to like make sure that the bugs is not sucking the nutrients and stuff out of your stems and trying to kill your plant. So growing outside, you do got to worry about the pesticides and stuff like that. Growing inside a grow tent, you don't got to worry about the pesticides and stuff like that, but you do got to sometimes use fertilizer for the get the lack of nutrients that is not getting from being outside. Buying from a store. I love buying from a store. I have no bad experience buying from a store. I done went to DC. I've been in a couple of stores. You know, now we done got it legal out here in Virginia. A lot of stores popping up, and there's a lot of pop-up shops. So stores, pop-up shops, I have no problem with it. I actually like it because I feel like the more people grow, the more growers, the more people trying to sell, the lower the prices get. So the prices could get to the point where you might not see a reason to grow plants, but the fact that you don't have to go and spend money on the plants for whatever time that your bud lasts is the perk. So if you grew a plant, that plant produced a pound of bud or produced a couple of ounces. Say if it produced 3 or 4 ounces. 3 or 4 ounces ideally lasts people a couple of months. So a couple of ounces lasts you a couple of months, 3 months. So let's say 3 months and you did it twice a year. That's 6 months where you don't have to like go to like a pop-up or something like that. Or you can start trading bud. Like if you know like another grower and you grow, so then y'all can start like exchanging bud, so you're not smoking the same strain of bud for them 6 months. Or however long it take you for to go through your bud. You know, different people smoke different. Some people smoke more, some people smoke less. So I have no problem with like the pop-ups. I have no problem with the stores. Going to somebody's house, like the old school way, going to knock on somebody's door, calling somebody, telling you outside, obsolete. I'm not saying it's gonna die. It might live on. I don't see a benefit or a perk into it unless you're just trying to like support your local. I do agree with like supporting locals. I think that some of the locals are at the pop-up shop, so even going to the pop-up shop, you'll be supporting locals. I'm not sure. Like every now and then, I might call somebody and go to their house, but ideally, I'm gonna either be growing the bud or going to pop-up shops. I like variety. I like being able to like smoke a whole bunch of different strands and have different flavors. I like to have choices and decisions to make. So if my choices and decisions to make, I think that it'll be better for to continue going to pop-up shops as well as grow. I don't care if you grow indoors or grow outdoors, just grow it. I mean, like, it's something that you grew, it's something about it. It gives you, like, it's empowering. It's empowering for to grow something, know that you did it, being for to put it inside a jar, dry it out inside the closet, all that stuff like that. You can look it up. It's all over YouTube. So you will never get to the point where you don't know what to do. Don't be scared of failure. People do fail. People fail. Like, that's one of the processes about doing it is like failing. Like my first 2 plants, I think I killed them. My 3rd plant, amazing. 4th plant, great. Like, and now I'm working on my 5th and 6th. So I'm gonna tell you, like, just keep doing it. Like, you can't fail. Like, you could order like 3 seeds for like $45, $55. You get 3 seeds for $45 to $55. You get a couple of ounces off a seed. It's like it's a no-brainer. And even with the tent and stuff, once you buy the tent and get all that grow lights and all the fans and stuff like that, you only got to buy it one time. So once you got it, you got it. And it is what it is. I mean, like, we gotta be smart out here. So if you do get you a team, get like 3 or 4 people. If you know 3 or 4 people that's growing bud, then you start growing bud, and you be like, hey, yeah, so my bud get done, I'm gonna trade some nuggets with you. You trade nuggets. So everybody could try everybody's stuff, everybody could communicate. Even like having that type of team will help you get better at what you do. So I don't want to pick. I'm not even going to pick. I'm just saying, if you want to grow or you ever thought about growing, don't let nothing stop you from doing what you want to do. If you want to continue to go to the pop-up shops because the prices are cheap and everything is dropping, then you could do that as well. I don't think there's a right or wrong way of doing it. I think that's like the best way of saying it. There's no right or wrong way of making this happen. So yeah, stay away from the fertilizer. If you do use something natural, it's not against the law. You can grow up with like 3 plants nowadays, which is pretty cool. It's going to people's houses. I mean, I'm not saying don't go to people's house. Like I say support locals. Everybody should support the locals. Yeah, I don't know, have fun out here. So I just wanted to have a little conversation about all 4 of them, so you can have full understanding. If you did want to grow, the perks and the reasons why to grow. If you don't want to grow, why not to grow. If you want to grow indoors or outdoors, why you should do indoors, why you should do outdoors, the pop-ups versus the person in the house. Just wanted to touch bases on stuff like that. Yeah, so this was just a little short part, something to get out there. I could have went deeper into it, but I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. Y'all remember the Alaskan fish oil and Super Thrive. Alaskan fish oil and Super Thrive. That's like they're the go-to natural fertilizers. You'll get everything you need out of them. If you start off with a seed, you start off with the Super Thrive. It'll help your seed start growing. So like most people, like old school, put it inside a napkin and hang it inside your window, you will see it. What I did with my seeds was I put them inside like a cup of water. I let them sit inside a cup of water. They'll float, they're gonna sink, they're gonna float, they're gonna sink. But that's how you rejuvenate, you hydronate your seeds. So then when you do put them inside the soil, they got enough moisture and stuff in them already for to do what they need to do. You add a little bit of Super Thrive through it. The Super Thrive is like a teaspoon per gallon. So it's like it's kind of expensive, but once you get started, like I say, you're good. Like I brought one, I think it was like $30, $40 for a container, and you could use it forever. I just think we need more people doing it. Like the more people doing it, the better. Don't let nothing deter you. Don't let nothing stop you. Like, do it. Like, grow. Once again, I name it when I get millions. I'm out.
I guess for sweet ladies, this is the perfect disease. But please don't take my mommy guard. Please just be her bodyguard. I'll lose it if she's gone.
Y'all keep us in your prayers, man. Lord knows. Man. Lord knows we need to be there. Woo. Yeah, man.
That's my favorite 4 a.m.